Hello there and welcome to a very cliche end of the year video, except for this one you're going to want to grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax and enjoy. This year has had its highs and lows, which is absolutely cliche to say, I know, but it's true. 2023 is easily going to go down as one of the most memorable years of my life, and content creation has been a large part of it this year. I've never really felt more like a content creator, which is a weird feeling and a hard feeling to describe, but it's so much different than a few years ago. I feel far more involved, connected, and responsible. I also feel like the barrier between me as a creator and mods is getting smaller as it's easier to connect with them. It's still difficult at times, but it's far easier than before, and I think the same thing goes for players and JMods. I've collaborated with JMod for videos on the official RuneScape channel in the past, but the event that boosted the involved feeling the most was the opportunity to visit and meet fellow creators at the Jagex HQ in May for the Necromancy playtest. It's just a surreal experience to visit the place where RuneScape is developed and then to be part of something that has been implemented into the game while meeting many of the people involved. It just couldn't get any better. But it did, and the biggest highlight of the year for me was without a doubt hitting my childhood dream of 100,000 subscribers in June. It's a moment that I knew was coming as I was edging closer to that milestone, and yet it had quite the emotional impact upon finally attaining it. Ironically, I got a future me message a week or so ago which I sent to myself all the way back in December 2020 amidst the pandemic. The reason I sent myself that message in the past to the future is because I wasn't sure if I would truly reach it. I was only about halfway there near the end of 2020, so I had a long way to go. Thankfully, the world has opened up since, and I finally reached that special goal. Content-wise, I do feel like I could have created or should have created more interesting videos this year. That's not to say I didn't make any cool videos this year, for example, fighting bosses with a summoning tank or covering some unique lesser-known training methods, but I do kind of feel like the quantity of those videos was lower than I'd initially planned. One of the reasons for sure is that I've been extra busy with my industrial engineering degree for about half of the year due to a full-time internship. For anyone curious, or perhaps fellow industrial engineers watching this video, I had to convince employees on all levels of the power scale of my improved factory layout, which reduced lead times and material handling and so on. Long story short, the company was really happy with my result and is now even using most of that plan to replace machinery and move it around and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I did good. One thing that surprised me the most is that I was able to convince the senior workforce, so the people behind the machines, of my plan by involving them in my research as much as possible and taking them seriously. Oh, and I brought them their coffee and tea from time to time as well, because they got to sit back, relax, and enjoy, of course. Anyways, I'm going a little bit off topic here, but the other reason for a lack of lots of creative content, in my opinion, other than having less time this year and being really busy with my degree in future, is simply a lack of creative energy for RuneScape content. I have these little bursts of ideas sometimes, but not necessarily feel like jumping on them straight away. So to reiterate, it's not that I'm running out of ideas. Honestly speaking, I think it's impossible to run out of RuneScape content ideas since the game is so dynamic, and guides, which is a large part of the content I create, need updating all the time. It's more that my taste in video creation is changing. I've been saying this for a little bit over a year, but I need new content to stay invested in RuneScape, at least sometimes. It's either that or I find a reason to enjoy playing old content, like checking out a reworked method or a new tactic for an existing Slayer creature. It might have to do something with age, 23 by the way, but I do struggle to play video games, any video game for that matter, for extended periods of time. There are of course exceptions like nostalgia games and of course RuneScape. I've managed to create well over 150 videos this year, knocked out 120 dungeoneering, hunter, farming, and of course 120 necromancy. If I'm being entirely honest, necromancy was by far the best skill release ever in RuneScape. Although after level 99, the grind was more of the same. So levels 1 to 99, fantastic, great path of progression, but levels 99 to 120, meh. Overall, I'd rate the year an 8 from a content creator perspective and a 7 from a player perspective. I'd also like to formally thank every single one of you for a fantastic year of RuneScape, and I wish you all good health and prosperity. I reckon 2024 is going to be an exciting year, but I do believe all the big updates are coming in the second half of the year as RuneFest is returning. I mean, you're going to want to reveal some of your big updates around such an event, right? Oh, and assuming there's no delays or crazy personal events, I'll probably get to meet some of you watching at RuneFest as well. Very exciting. By delays, I mean anything related to my degree, as I will enter the concluding stage, aka final semester, which is again an internship, and while it undoubtedly will make my life kind of hectic, I am committed to continue to create content in 2024. I even managed to convince the company I'm interning at to let me do some remote work on Monday, so I'm free on update day and I can cover new updates. No, I did not in fact need to show my play button. I'm that convincing. I'd like to once more thank each and every one of you for your continued support and viewership, and also you in 2024. Happy New Year.